Hey, my name is Ralph and I'm with Flexfilm, and this video is about window film curling off glass. I see it as sort of an epidemic in our industry. If you ever run across this phenomenon, there's only two things it could be. It could easily be a problem with the film. Let's don't take that off the table. But it most likely is how you're using the film that's causing the problem. And that's what we've discovered. If somebody were to call me and then reach out for my help, it doesn't matter if they're using our brand or another brand, it happens everywhere. What I like to do in this case, step one, is I say, take a piece of film that you are having trouble with and take a sample about this big, okay? It could be any size you want, okay? I'm a biter. Peel the release liner off like this and simply fold it in half, glue to glue, like this. And you can push it anywhere you want on the ground, on your mic, it doesn't matter. Just make sure it's really sticking to itself, okay? And then simply do this. If you have to fight to pull it apart and you even rip the film doing it, there's a 99.9% chance you don't have a glue problem. If you do pull it apart and it's real easy, then let's stop there. You got a film problem. Let's get the roll replaced and everything should go fine from there, we hope. So next, if you do get here, here's what I want to show you though, okay? I got 3 samples just like the first one. This is an actual roll of film that we replaced for a customer who was struggling with that issue. And we did this because we wanted to make sure it wasn't the film, and in case it wasn't. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna show you guys how the way you mix your slip solutions will influence what your film does. I'm not trying to make this video about these 3 slip solutions. I will just say for this video, they're shampoo products, okay? And this one right here is gonna be aggressive. This one's in the middle, and this is probably gonna represent how most people mix their slip solutions, okay? So I'm gonna quickly install them. We're gonna squeegee them out. We're gonna wait 10 minutes and then, or maybe 15, somewhere in between, we'll figure that out. No more than 15. And then I'm gonna pull them off the glass and I'm gonna show you how we can influence how our film sticks and how fast it sticks or bonds just by the way we mix our slip solutions, okay? Here we go. Okay, now we're back. It's been about between 10 and 15 minutes, not really counting to the second, but I've got the 3 films installed, identical film from the same roll. This is gonna be an aggressive slip solution, a medium slip solution, and this slip solution is my attempt to duplicate what a typical bottom loader window tinter is using. And I wanna see if I can influence how this film sticks just by the way I mix my slip solution. So I wanna prove my case here. So I'm gonna start with the most aggressive. Let's go. There's no doubt that's bonded. It's not peeling. It doesn't matter what kind of curls in the film or whatever. Number 2, medium mix. It was medium, it bonded as well. This is the type of slip solution that I would probably use on my daily driver list, and I'm gonna get that kind of result. Let's see what this one's gonna do. It's gonna peel. You take the same film, and if you don't know how to mix your solutions, you're gonna create the problem that you're upset about, okay? Now, some films will be easier to install with bad habits. Because there's a reason why some films curl more than others. This is not a Flexfilm problem. This is an industry problem. With the introduction of ceramic films, these are the most likely culprits, okay? Because in the construction of these films, they're typically 2-ply. We're going into the hard coats of these films and we're adding nanoparticles, okay, various elements off the periodic table. So we're thickening this material. A hard coat goes on as a liquid like clear fingernail polish. And on a traditional film, like a dyed film, or even a carbon film, it just is a regular hard coat, okay? It's thin and it's scratch resistant. But in a ceramic film, it's really thick, it's dense. And sometimes on these super ceramic films, we're going into the laminate layer of adhesive, or even sometimes the polyester itself, and we're adding more nanoparticles. So when you thicken the material, okay, and you put it on a window, a front windshield, back windshield, and you shrink it, you will introduce curl in the film that wasn't there off the roll. Now that the curl is there, so imagine you install the film on the glass and you squeegee it out. It's not bonding. The only reason it's sticking is because of the surface tension of the water. So when you roll the car out and the sun hits it, it heats up, the water evaporates around the edges, so you get the curl. Now, that curl was created from the shrinking. Also, some manufacturers use tricks, and this is not a derogatory term here. It's just that sometimes you'll get a roll that's with the release liner facing you, and so if you install those, the tension in the film naturally is working against you if you have a really slippery slip solution, and that's one of the reasons it curls. But if you find a film what I call roll backwards, where the release liner is facing in, okay, the tension's working for you. And so those films may be less likely to curl. That's why you may say, well, I'm going to go to this other company and try this, and I don't have problems with it curling. And this other company, maybe you do, because it's the way it's rolled, combined with the excess slip solution that was used, to get it to install easier. Some of these guys are just innocently mixing their slip solutions rich because they're bottom loaders and they use the same bottle to the front windshields and the back windshields. And here we go. There's where some of the problems are. Let me summarize this whole video. We have a problem in our industry with window film curling. We have to decide if is it the film or is it the way we're using the film. Then if you continue to have a curling problem, you have to look at variables like, how are you mixing your slip solution? Are you mixing it too rich? Because if you are, that's what's causing the problem, because you are slowing down the bonding process by mixing it too rich. And the evaporation of the water is outrunning the bonding period. That's what's happening. Sometimes your tap water could be the culprit. So we always start with distilled water. If you're a professional, use distilled water and then mix your slip solutions and experiment like I did behind me and figure out how to mix your slip solutions, because they're all pressure sensitive. And when you push them, they need to stick. If you push them and they don't stick, you need to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate what slip solution you're using, what water you're using, and how you're mixing it. And you can solve your problems.